presiding. We'll now hear case number 017-15, in the matter of Victor A.
Welcome to Luther Burbank High School Court. My name is Judge Kenji. I would like to first say to the jurors and all observers to respect the respondent privacy. For the jurors, everything that occurs or is said in deliberation must remain strictly confidential for observers. Although this process is open to the public, please do not later mention any details of the case that might identify the respondent to others. It is for this reason that we only use the respondent's first name and last initial. I would like to acknowledge the advocates for their hard work to preparing for especially for this case, and the jurors for taking the time to help out their classmates. I would especially like to acknowledge the respondent. It takes a lot of courage to come up to in front of your peers and put yourself in their hands. I assure you that you will receive a fair trial. Would the advocate and respondent please rise and introduce yourself?
My name is Eduardo, and I'm the backup community advocate.
I'm Alex and I'm the community advocate.
I'm Angel and I'm the student advocate. I'm Chethan, I'm the backup student advocate.
Thank you. Thank you. Members of the jury, we will now begin a process called voir dire. The purpose of voir dire is to pick students who can be fair and impartial to both sides and follow the instruction of this court. I have two questions to ask each member of the jury to ensure that you can be fair and impartial jurors. Please raise your hand if you know the respondent. Now, keep your hand raised if you feel that you would not be able to be fair given your familiarity with the student. Please raise your hand if you are familiar with the fact of this particular case. Now keep your hand raised. If you feel that you will be able. Coordinator, please administer the oath to the jury.
Members of the jury, please rise and raise your right hand. Please answer with a yes or an I do. Does each of you affirm that you will try the case now pending before the court to the best of your ability and render a fair and reasonable verdict?
I do.
Do you also affirm that you will not reveal any information which comes to your knowledge in the course of this trial to anyone outside of the jury?
Yes, I do.
You may take your seat.
Would the respondent please rise and would the court please administer the oath?
Please raise your right hand, Victor, and answer with a yes or an I do. Do you affirm that what you're about to say in the case now pending before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? You may take your seat.
Members of the jury, the respondent has admitted to profanity and is appearing today voluntarily. Your responsibility is created an alternative consequence plan or ACP that the respondent will receive for his action. The purpose of the ACP is to help the respondent understand the harm caused, repair that harm, and keep him from repeating his offense. If it is not punishment for the respondent's action, you do not need to believe everything that is said. Use your own judgment and common sense as student when deciding what you believe. The trial will start by first hearing from both sides. Are there any questions before we proceed? We will now begin with the opening statement. Is the community advocate ready with their opening statement?
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. My name is Alex, and I'm the community advocate. During third period, a student had his head down, and teacher asked what was wrong. He didn't say anything. A student named Angel Victor told Mr. Peter, his head hurts, leave him alone. Mr. Peters said, I'm asking him a question. He then said, why do you have to be a dick? Mr. Peters then wrote a referral for what Angel had said, and then he got sent out to class. The incident was bad because Angel got sent out to class and got a referral.
Thank you. Is the student advocate ready with their opening statement?
Yes. Good evening, Your Honor, and ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Last Monday in Mr. Peters' third period, the respondent, Victor A., used profanity to Mr. Peters. So, Victor's friend had his head down because he had a headache, and Mr. Peters then came and started telling his friend, like, to put his head up. Then Victor said, why you gotta be a D, his head hurts. And he said Mr. Peters was already mad that day. Victor voluntarily apologized to Mr. Peters, and he says he'll never do it again. He has never been in trouble before, and he feels that he could have said something different, and he's sorry because he feels no one should be talked to like that.
Thank you. It is now time for letters or statement from people affected by the respondent actions to be read. If the community advocate would like to read any letter, please do so now.
I got the comment, the statement.
Get a statement again.
Mr. Peter said that they're cool about it now and that they laugh about it. So, that's it.
Thank you. If the student advocate would like to read any letters or statement, please do so now.
And so we talked to Mr. Hull, another teacher for for Victor, and he says that Victor gets his work done, and he quickly, with good effort, he's quiet and works well in small groups. He's an A student in his class.
It is now time for the respondent to make a statement. If he chooses to do so, would the respondent like to make an optional statement to the jury at this time? It is now time for the advocate to question the respondent. Would the community advocate please proceed?
What is your grade in Mr. Peters' class right now? So after you had committed the incident, have you and Mr. Peters been cool about it?
Would the student advocate please proceed with their questions?
What made you call him that?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear what the respondent said.
I said,
I know what you said, what did he say?
Oh, that incident,
What incident?
the headache thing.
Okay, so let me clarify, do you normally go around calling teachers dick? So what was it about this incident that made you feel comfortable calling Mr. Peters a dick? Okay.
Thank you. Members of the jury, it is now time for you to question the respondent. Please take turns asking one question each, beginning with the fourth person. You you may pass, but each of you must ask at least one question. You may go around asking questions until I stop the questioning, so we can move along with the trial. Mr. Or person, please begin.
Mr. Costa, and I would like to ask you, how has your relationship been like, the relation between you and the teacher, has it been like building up since the beginning of the school year, like since you had him as a teacher, you guys got like close, like, you know, like how you have teachers that you can speak to, like really, so it was like one of those situations where you thought that he'll be like, oh, he'll be like, you just let it like go, but then you would like pass over the line, is that what you do? As well?
Do you feel like you could have handled the situation differently?
Yeah.
And how do you think you could have?
Could have kept him also.
Maybe I'm just calling you Jerry.
Why do you feel like it was your responsibility to stick up for your friend? You don't think you could have handled it yourself?
I don't know what just came out.
Do you always like back up your friends?
Yeah.
And do they back you up?
Yeah.
Eric, do you use profanity loosely in front of your teachers?
Is that a no?
Is this the first time this incident, like, not this incident, but, like, is this the first time you did something like this?
My whole lifetime?
No, like just,
In this school.
yeah, in the school.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'd like to clarify.
Yeah.
So, what grade are you in?
Sophomore.
Okay, sophomore, so you haven't sworn in a teacher prior to this in high school?
Yeah.
What about, yeah, just curious, K through 8?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're trying to work on it, is that what you're implying?
Yeah.
What could you have said instead of calling him a, yeah?
Harm? Harm?
Do you know what the harm that has been caused by your actions are?
Yeah.
What are they?
I'm losing my respect.
I'm sorry. what's-
Losing my respect.
So,
Do you know who was affected by your actions?
Me.
And that's all you
The
feel?
teacher.
Maybe
How do you think you were affected by your actions?
Because how, like, I don't know how to explain it.
Like you messed up, kind of?
Yeah.
Eric, so you calling
Yeah.
Mr. Peters a dick, do you think you could have like said something
Were you asking a question?
like, oh, like, you know how you called him like in front of the whole class? Couldn't you just said it like after class? Like, you could have like just walked away.
Are you suggesting he mumbled underneath his breath as he walked out the door, Eric? Can we strike that question and move on to another one?
How do you feel you prepared the harm?
I couldn't hear you, honey, what?
How do you feel you prepared the harm that you caused?
By keeping my mouth shut. Not say anything.
And you kind of repaired it already by obviously working it out with Mr. Peters, yes?
Yes.
Have you ever said, not necessarily what you said to him, but have you ever played around with him, like, and like, when you guys are just like, you know, with your friends and it's just a teacher, have you ever said like something like that? Just playing around though?
Yeah.
Now you're gonna get in trouble, like, you ever just talk freely to him, like, oh, you did. So you might have like confused that time with class time.
Yeah.
And then misinterpreted.
I have a follow-up question to that. Were you surprised when he wrote the referral? Victor?
Yeah.
You thought he would kind of blow it off?
Yeah.
Okay. Based upon what you said earlier, you've used this kind of language, you guys have played around before, and he didn't take it so serious.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, what do you think was different about this time?
He was already mad because of his second period. Because they get him mad.
And did he say that to you?
No, just that it's an everyday thing.
So what has he said to you that makes you guys, that you're cool now? What did he say to you like, yeah, I'm over it? Why?
No, I don't keep, I don't,
Hold grudges?
yeah,
Is that what he said?
yeah. Well, he didn't tell me that, like, he showed it to me by his actions of how he talks to me again.
So did you guys have a direct conversation face to face about this, or just things kind of chilled out?
I think it's just kind of chill.
Good to know, thank you.
Just to connect to what you're saying, so I just wanted to clarify that. Basically, you just like, you guys are cool, but then like, cause this is kind of a situation I was in, like, you just basically exploded, but then you side was just like, it was gonna be a big deal. And then the teacher was like, whoa, I never seen this side of him, and then he was cool with it because he knew that you were like serious about it.
I wasn't serious about it, but like, I don't know.
See,
What were you supposed to get instead of like coming here? Like
Suspension.
1 day suspension? That's all?
I think,
I think so too, yeah.
well,
Do you feel like your classmates were harmed when they heard you like say that in front of the class?
Well, they were just laughing, so I don't know,
So disrupted class,
basically.
okay. One more,
Did it mean to be like funny or it just like came out?
It just came out.
I have any more questions?
we're done.
Yeah.
Okay, Judge, I think the peer is done with direct questioning.
At this time, either of the advocate have any clarifying questions for either the respondent or community representative?
Yes, I do. Okay, so do you, did you say you apologized to Mr. Peters already?
Yeah.
So, well, when she asked you, you guys had a conversation face to face? That
No, it's because the day after we had the case, so, we talked about it, like, we're just sitting in class, like, the whole class was there, we were just talking about it.
oh, okay.
We will now proceed with the closing statement. Is the community advocate ready for the closing statement?
My CP for Victor is 2 jury duties because what you said was wrong to Mr. Peters, and you need 2 jury duties so you can see other harms that were caused, and so you can learn how to deal with them with different problems. Thank you for listening to me. Hope you make the right choice.
Thank you. Is the student advocate ready for their closing statement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, Victor is sorry for calling Mr. Peters a dick. He says he will never do that again. Victor's original punishment was a day suspension, and he has already served 2 lunch detentions already. Our recommendation for his ACP would be 1 jury duty, which is mandatory, and to help Mr. Peters out for an hour because, well, we suppose that he's a teacher and he's busy, so he needs the help around the classroom, and so he can show Mr. Peters some sort of respect. Thank
I'm
you.
sorry, can you repeat the ACP just one more time?
1 jury duty and an hour with helping Mr.
Okay.
Peters.
Thank you. At this time, would the advocate and respondent please leave the classroom and wait in the hall while the jury deliberates?
You can pause.
Yes, I can. Want me to stop recording?
Yeah, we're gonna switch it around though, so we can watch the jury.
Heard from all sides about the circumstances in which the respondent actions took place. Please remember that each of you will need to provide the respondent with constructive feedback prior CP.
Perfect. Okay, you may, step out now, Judge, and we'll have Avion take over. Eric, if you wanna join the jury.
No, I'm not.
You know?
Yeah, join the jury. Kenji, what you do?
What, you said step?
Oh yeah, you're not part of the jury, you can just step over by the door, you can have a seat.
Step out.
Oh, you stay
I'm a
inside.
fourth person half the power here. Alrighty, so do you guys think he was aware of like his actions? Like, do you think he's just like he was cool with the teacher and he was like, damn, I messed up, and he broke like his relationship with
Yeah,
his
and that,
teacher?
yeah,
Say that.
I believe it like that, like he was like, he was cool with his teacher and all that, but at the same time, I think he was trying to be funny.
My experience I had with Mr. Peters, and like he's the type of teacher like one day like he'll come on like he'll say jokes and stuff, you know, play around. He gets like close to the students and stuff. Like he's like he relates to us kind of, and sometimes like he would come to class before like he would be like hecka mad,
Got irritated.
Yeah, irritated.
Kinda like Mr. Lewis.
Actually, I relate that to with I relate that with Mr. Taylor. Like sometimes he'll be like happy,
Yeah.
and then the next day he'll be like,
Yeah.
Didn't I say to be funny?
I relate to that with like what you
Well,
say.
yeah, that's Mr. Peters. Like he does that.
And so you gotta like get used to talking around like
Yeah.
Yeah, like, come on, watch what you say.
And you get comfortable.
such rudeness.
Can't get too comfortable. Alright, come on, let's move on with it.
What do you guys believe like his consequences that he should be?
I think two jury duties.
Wait. You think that the victims responded that his actions were individual, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The victims, it was like him individually.
Yeah.
And then it was all of his actions were disrespect. Because he said that he felt like he disrespected the teacher. And his actions were intentional, obviously. Right?
Yeah, I think it was intentional.
The results of it were accidental, I believe, because he didn't mean to.
Like, he didn't know it was gonna
Yeah, he
escalate
didn't-
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Do you think he acknowledged responsibility for his?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he said
Yes,
he
he
said
talked-
sorry.
No?
Do you think he was genuinely sorry?
Let's
when
slow
he
down
said-
just a little bit. I'm hearing jury members that are not participating. We need to hear your voice, guys, okay?
Girls.
Ladies, all right?
In the corner.
So can you go back to the very first question when it comes to respondents' reaction, number 5?
Yeah, that's the one we already got that.
But I did not hear.
Oh, okay. Respondent's action or respondent acknowledge responsibility. Do you guys think that he acknowledged it?
Yeah. What kind of, what'd you say, Monty?
I said medium.
I don't know what medium. Oh.
Is there something you could say that why you feel he's kind of not taking full responsibility?
He was over there laughing.
He was over there laughing just.
He could be nervous.
Yeah.
Anything else that he actually said that?
I think he was just doing it just to get a laugh out of the whole class, because the class was laughing when we called the teacher everything.
Exactly what I said.
But he said that he talks to the teacher on the low with his friends. Like we talked with Mr. Linsky and we're just us. And then we're just like having a good time. We're having a great time as a community,
That's
you know?
Mr. Peters. That's
And we're having free speech in this land.
I just find it interesting too that, you know, it's like he was in a bad mood.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like I wouldn't accept if you guys call me a dick on a good day or a bad day. So I'm
Yeah.
kind of thinking like he went over the line, he didn't know where it was maybe.
Yeah, that's all.
But still it's kind of like, well, good mood, bad mood. I don't think someone should be saying to a teacher, especially during class, if you know what I mean. Like once again, you
Yeah.
play a little bit in between classes, but it's the middle of class. So, you know, why do you gotta be a D? So to me it is kind of like, he's not accepting 100% responsibility. Like, had I caught him on a good day, this would have been an issue.
Yeah, and I think.
But isn't there a deeper issue?
Yeah.
Yep.
Because you think about like even like domestic violence. I know I'm upping the ante here, but even if a wife or a girlfriend doesn't want to press charges, the man has still broken the law, right?
Yeah.
And even though Mr. Peters may be cool with this, he still has broken a school rule.
Right.
So just kind of keep that in mind as you guys continue to deliberate. Continue.
But do you guys think he was genuinely sorry for his actions? Do you guys think he was?
No.
No, not really.
You think he was just like?
I think he was just taking it like
he was like, I messed up, I'm not really sorry, but I know that I messed up.
Yeah, I
I'm trying to say sorry, but he's trying to like clarify that
Yeah.
he didn't know.
I think he knows his limits now. Like, you know,
Yeah, like
He knows how far to go now.
and then he was, that's what he was trying to clarify, like, oh, I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
that's a line. So
Right.
he was genuinely sorry.
I
Responded,
hate you.
respondent understood the severity effect of the actions. Respondent
Yeah.
understood the
Yes.
severity effect of the actions.
Yes, ma'am, sir.
So now we're moving on. Do you guys think that the respondent will benefit from
No.
jury duties? How many jury duties do you think he should serve?
I think
One.
Fist of
I
5
think
here
one.
for 2. Fist of
One.
5 here for 2. Call him once, call him twice. Fist of
For
5
two?
here. Fist of 5 here for 2. 2 days. Fist of 5. We got some fists. Fist of 5 for 1 day. You're fine. And what do you say no? When her next? You next. Go.
Me?
Yes, you first.
Because he's still from a school rule, I think
One is too little.
yeah. I think one
But
is one
again,
is
they
mandatory.
said he already served detention, like
Yeah.
2 days.
Well, actually, it was 2 lunches, so that's an hour, right? And then he's been here for an hour,
And
okay?
then one, two,
And he must complete 1 jury, because that's mandatory, right?
Oh, okay.
So that's 3.
So
And remember, he would have had a full day suspension, which is 6 hours. So you kind of want to think about that.
I'd say 1 because if he's already serving 1 mandatory, the second 1 would be 2.
Right.
Obviously, 1 plus 1 equals 2.
Okay, one time. I agree with one.
1 day?
I agree with
Shall we
one.
re-vote with fist of 5?
One. I agree with one.
I'll do it.
I'll go with yeah. Pinky.
Wow.
Okay. No business.
Benefit, respondent would
No.
benefit. Respondent would benefit from how many hours of community service?
1.
I
believe you
See, but then
One.
Miss Solinsky just brought up a good point because she just said the 2
Yeah, I
lunch
think-
detentions, that's 3, and then if you add another, that's gonna be 4, and then.
How
I
about
don't
a,
think-
how
I don't
about
think that's necessary.
How about a lunch with
Nah.
Mr.
Maybe
I'll skip that.
Peter's not like that. I don't know, to me,
It seems like he just screwed up and like.
Yeah, it was
I'm not sure, like, working for an hour, Mr. Peters, I'm just throwing my 2 cents in here, guys, is necessarily restorative. I do think, however, that he should have a conversation with Mr. Peters where he explains that I know we're cool now, but what I did was not acceptable, and it will not happen again.
Like a formal.
A formal apology, and I think
Yeah.
Mr. Peters deserves that, and I think also maybe his advocate can guide Victor that he should also let Mr. Peters know, like, look, we play around a lot, and I didn't know where the line was. And either Mr. Peters can say, oh, hell no, you would never do that, or Mr. Peters is also learning here. Do you know what I'm saying, guys?
Yeah.
But I think that, it would really be beneficial and repair the harm if Victor had a serious one-on-one with him. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
Not a written, but an oral apology. And,
We
I'm talking,
have a student advocate with them.
yeah, or even Mr. Gray.
Oh yeah, Mr. Gray.
We need someone to help guide Victor in this conversation, so he can learn how to do it. A lot of times we don't know how to have this conversation because we don't know the language to use. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm in the same situation
Like,
with Scott right now.
you want to do something, but you don't know how to do it without feeling you've either completely humiliated yourself.
I speak 2 languages.
Yeah, I get you.
Okay? Pardon me, honey?
I said I spoke 2 languages, but I do get it.
Okay.
Alright.
55 for a formal apology.
It'll be a oral.
Formal. Oral apology. What the hell? Who just do that?
That was not
Wow.
Childish, we're so scared.
Fist 5 to Monty Solinsky.
Thank you. It slipped out of my hand.
Oh wow. Alright, so one oral apology.
One
Yeah.
oral
Yeah.
formal apology.
I said-
Formal.
Nine.
Like with
Formal
Mr. Gray
apology,
present.
yeah.
With Mr. Gray
Formal
present.
is with Mr. Gray present.
That's right.
That's the
And
same.
we'll talk to Mr. Gray about what we're looking for.
I could be there. I'm just
So-
TA,
Mr. Foreperson, do you feel as if you can explain to him our overall feeling about things as well
Yeah,
as
you know me.
reasonings for the ACP?
Without being smart though, please.
Yes.
Okay,
I believe I could say like do the job, but I think I'm pretty smart to say.
okay. It's not about being smart, honey, but just remembering that we want to make sure that the respondent understands why we're giving them the different
Good
consequences.
explanation.
And understanding.
Alright. Do you believe the respondent will benefit from education counseling?
No, I think we're
regarding-
done here.
Yeah, that's all we need.
First,
That's all we
no,
need.
no one interrupts the purpose.
Hey.
Do we think we're all done here?
Yes.
Five.
You're stupid.
Oh, we got one fist. In your face. Alright, we're done here.
Okay.
We may call back the.
So what's his ACB?
Wait.
One jury, a formal apology with Mr. Gray.
Okay.
I'm gonna stand here and say it to him. 'Cause I-
Yeah. Go ahead, bring them in, please. All rise.
Come to the
Hold on
end
one
of
second.
the trial.
All right, the Luther Burbank High Student Court is now back in session. Honorable Judge Kenji is presiding. Please be seated and come to order. We will continue with case 017-15 in the matter of Victor. Mr. Forpers, I'm sorry, that's it.
We have now come to the end of the trial. Members of the jury, as well as the community and student advocate, thank you for.
I'm sorry, Kenji. Bottom of page 3. We'll just edit that out. Go on, go to page 3. We will continue with a case number 017-15 in the matter of Victor.
We will continue with the case number.
The next one.
Oh, Mr. Foreperson has the jury reached a.
Yes, we have. Victor, we have decided to give you an ACP of 1 jury day, and 1 jury day because we decided that you've done enough by serving the lunch detention and wishing or having enough time to come here. And I believe that we gave you you should have oral, like a formal oral apology to Mr. Peterson, like you talked one-on-one, more personal. Really that would be better because you guys can have more of a, you guys you don't have to write nothing and you can be more open and personal and have a better insight.
Do you accept this consequence?
Do you accept this consequence as an alternative to suspension? Member of the jury, thank you. Oh, we have now come to the end of the trial. Members of the jury, as well as the community and student advocate, thank you for your service. And Victor A, thank you for your honesty and willingness to appear before this court. As I said at the beginning of the trial, it takes a lot of courage to take responsibility for your own action and put yourself in the hands of your peers. I hope that it has helped you to understand your actions and that you will not repeat these actions again. This child is adjourned.
Caso será
Will someone get the respondent form, the jury deliberation form passed around, please?